Episode 18, baby. Oh, man, it feels good to be here. It's On My X number 18. We're going to skip all the nonsense, all the introductions. We're going to dive right into what's important, the Halo 3 recap for this week. The biggest news of the week.
Let's go ahead, Justin. Go ahead.
I want to soak this up, I really want to savor this moment,
I'm gonna veto the bypassing the intro stuff, and we'll get to the Halo 3 stuff when we get to it. But no, y'all, congratulations on that. Just everyone watching, we could just, congratulations to you guys, you and Commonly Straight Sick, and Alumni. Obviously, you guys came out and won that Halo 3 tournament. I know it's a big deal, man. You guys, you beat us, and that was a great series. You went on to, win the finals. So congrats. I know the next week is the last one, so it's good to know that you want, it's going to feel good knowing that
there's another runner in the race, right? It's like not just a two-team thing anymore. Anyways, but no, I can't throw you guys under the bus like that. You guys are my boys. We've been here for 18 weeks together. We're coming up on half a year pretty soon. So I got to introduce the usual suspects for everyone watching. First of all, my man, Wes Price, Clutch. He's the man. He's the myth. He's a legend. How you doing, bro?
Doing all right. Had the weekend off for the first time in a while, so it was nice to relax, sit back, play some video games, play some Clash and League both days. Didn't go exactly how we wanted it to, but we are consolation gods and really show up when it doesn't matter at all. So we had some fun still. But
you look rested. You look good. You look good. You look rested.
I got some sleep this weekend for the first time in what feels like forever. So.
For those of you guys that don't know, Wes is like on the serious grind. This man is pro team crunching every day of the week, and then jumps on to cast multiple tournaments every weekend, and then somehow do On My X. So glad for you, man. Glad you got a little break.
Yeah, it was good to get some rest.
And my other co-host, as usual, Faisal Khan, my man, Goofy. Always a pleasure playing against you, brother. How you doing, man?
Doing all right. Another week, busy week. I'm actually moving in 2 days, moving apartments. Oof. So I've just been busy, boxing stuff up and kind of getting my things together. So it's going to be a hectic week coming up, and it was already a hectic week this week. So just tired. Unlike Wes, I look tired and I feel tired, but excited to be doing this episode. Kind of recapping all of the Halo news and stuff for the week.
Nothing I hate more than moving, bro. So I feel for you.
It's a pain.
I feel for you. Granted, being a single man, it's probably a little bit easier than me. I have to move like a whole family. So true. I'll definitely be thinking about you on, what is it, Tuesday, when I know it's moving day for you, and then I'm sure you'll be calling me to help reset up all your stuff.
Trust me, I will be.
Per usual. Well, let's jump into this week, Halo Esports. First of all, I just want to give a quick shout out to all the awesome guests we've had over the last couple of weeks. It's been nothing but rad experiences. We had Walsh, we've had San, and you guys keep bringing on fire guests, and we've got a lot more lined up for this Christmas season. For this episode, we wanted to jump in on the current state of Halo Esports. A lot of exciting stuff this week. I wanted to work our way kind of backwards, starting with today. Actually, we're recording this on Sunday night. We had a massive Halo 3 2v2 tournament run by,
still going on, actually.
Is it still going on? It's placed on the finals right now, right? Penn Esports running that tournament. Faisal, I know you just got done playing in it. What was kind of your experience like of being in that tournament, and what was the environment like?
Yeah, it was fun. It was actually a really well-ran tournament. It was done through Facebook, which was first time I've done a tournament. It had a whole bracket and everything all through Facebook. And it was a good tournament. A lot of good competition in there. Shout out to Ace, Aaron Elam. We played together. We ended up falling a little bit short to some close series. Ended up being like fifth, sixth, like something like that. But the finals are still going on. You got Gilkey and Lethal taking on Catastrophe and Trippy. Catastrophe and Trippy coming from the winners bracket side of things. Gilkey and Trippy lost earlier, so now they're playing from the losers bracket. But Halo 3 2v2s they're definitely a different Halo. It's a different Halo 3.
All those weapons, bro.
So many strats and so many things you gotta just be conscious of. So definitely a skill gap in terms of 2v2. You can't just hop in as 4v4 players and think like you're gonna be able to easily knock out kids that play this stuff all the time. So it's fun. Halo 3 2v2s are definitely making a fan of me. I'm becoming a fan a little bit more and more. Maybe I'll start playing some more myself.
Wes, what are your
Definitely.
thoughts on Halo 3 2v2 specifically?
I made a lot of money playing 2v2s in Halo 3 back in the day. I used to farm your favorite pros probably. Back in Tots' basement, I had a little cash stack. As I was
Piggy
just,
bank.
yeah, I was kind of cheating because it was me and Scotty. And this is like going into 2009, so we're working on our 2v2 teamwork. We're working on just our comms and how we flow with each other. And we're playing against Fear itself, Elamite, Side, Neighbor. I mean, some really top players, and it was free cash because I got clout. And so actually, a lot of fun. Very competitive. You got to know how to bait and switch. You got to know. You always have to be working with your teammate. You have to capitalize on his damage. When he gets it, and then when he dies, you cannot turn that into 2. It's a fun meta to play 2v2s at a high level. With camo and snipe on Guardian, I mean, like there's a lot. I've never really messed around on pit and arrows or any of that because that gets kind of sloppy and it gets too much like sandboxy in my opinion.
Too big of
Crazy
maps.
weapons.
The maps are too big.
So the
3 snipers
strategy
on the
that
map.
you can really have on Guardian alone. I love that meta and whatnot. So that's kind of like where I grew up in a sense.
And Amplified, Heretic, those are. I think Amplified and Heretic are
Amplified
great.
and Heretic we would play.
Great 2v2
But the pits and the narrows, when I see that, I'm like, there's just too much.
Constructs, sheesh.
No, absolutely.
So did you guys jam like a lot of 2s back in the day, Wes, at like the TLNs and stuff?
Absolutely. I mean, it was if we didn't have 8, we were playing 2s, and we typically had 8 a lot, but after so and so would go to bed or whatnot, and somebody still wanted to play, I still wanted to get better because I
still want to make money.
Got to catch up to all these great pros. I got Cloud. I'm like, Cloud, you still up? Yeah. All right, we're good. So it was a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. Too many hours on Guardian, that's for sure, but it paid off. So definitely love to see that there's like more of an interest in seeing high level 2v2s go down, because that's when you can like there's not the whole in a 2v2 you have to be on fire, right? Because it's you and your teammate are the only people that are going to determine this outcome. So you really see individual skill paired with the bait and switch teamwork that you have.
Timing has to be super on point, right?
Yeah, and you got to be able to read like a situation really well as an individual, which happens like less so in 4s, I would say. But you can get punished real fast in 2s, especially if you give up a sniper, a camo for free against one of these like a lethal or whoever, a trippy or whatnot. So
I feel like it could spiral out of control so fast, right? Like you lost a fight and now they got snipe rockets. Now you're getting spawned. Like
I can't tell you how many times I was like, all right, Cloud's got snipe at snipe. All right, well, that's a nice 7 kill we got on. That's a nice little we just built ourselves just by picking up a power weapon. I just make sure I keep him alive, make sure I'm an easy bait for the kid, and he'll hit the shots. So there's a lot that goes into it, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, Faisal, I'm gonna have you get us live updates for when that match is over, so we know kind of who wins that.
We
know that Trippy and Catastrophe, who by the way both of them are nightmare 2v2 players, are taking on Lethal and Gilkey, arguably 2 of the best shots in the game right now. So a lot of skill getting thrown around in that match right now. We also had Straightsick and Shelly, I believe, get 3rd, and then 4th was Fantasy and Gab. So lots of talent showing up and showing out for this tournament. Wes, you brought up like the lands a little bit, and I just got to ask the question because we don't have a guest on today. You know, you got to have a lot of stories, man. So right off the top of your head, most memorable, crazy, whatever, behind the scenes land story you got right off the top of your head.
Yeah, I guess it's appropriate.
When you preface the story with that, it's gonna be good.
I got a couple in mind, but there's one time that it's not even a LAN story. It's just like my time spent at Tots' house, right? And I was like living there for about 9 months off and on. The majority of the time I was there, taking like online classes, just having the time of my life, really. It's me, Flame, and Ants. And we go to Texas State, Brazil for lunch, thinking this is a phenomenal idea, right? It's a discount because it's a matinee. It's during the day, so you get like half off. We don't have to spend hundreds of dollars, but we still get most of the meats. We're having a blast. Everyone just I know Mike and I worked out before, so we would have the biggest appetites. We crush. We're there for like an hour and a half, and it's always on green, and we just eat so much. And then it's time to go. And Ants, this funny story is like Ants is probably like 15, 16 at the time. He's a kid. He's got this thing where he doesn't go number 2 in
I remember this
in public restrooms.
I remember this about him. Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, we have to go. We have to go now. We have to go back to my house right now. I'm like, just go. I'm like, they have a bathroom here. I'm like, I'm sure it's clean. He's like, no, I cannot do it. Like the Pinocchios were big on germs. Like they were high level. Like I will not get germs at any cost, which I can respect. But that being said, so we get in the car. Ants actually drove us there. Flame has to drive us back. Ants is sitting in the back seat. Me and Mike are sitting in the front seats, and all of a sudden Ants is just like, dude, drive, go, 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 go. And we're like stuck in traffic. We're on the highway. Like we are 30 minutes out of where we are going. We get all the way to probably like 2.5 lights before we get to his house. And Ants all of a sudden said, like the whole time he's complaining about his stomach and he's not going to be able to hold it. 2 minutes out, or like 2 lights out, all of a sudden he just yells and it smells so bad. And I'm telling you, there was poop everywhere.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
And he runs into the house and it's dripping out of his pants leg. And
my God.
There's a trail to the bathroom.
Whose car? Wait, whose car did y'all go in?
That's an important question.
I don't remember. Maybe Ance's mom's.
Okay.
Mrs. P's.
Mama Bear. I'm sorry.
And Flame, I have my head. Half my body's out the window for the next 2 lights. Like I'm fucking leaning out of the car, like just gasping for air. It smelled so bad. I felt so bad, but it was the funniest thing.
No way, that story is real. Are you serious?
Oh, I promise you. And we're like trying to walk in the house, and Mr. P's like, "What in the is going on?" There's a trail of just little drops of poop.
Oh my God.
And needless to say,
we never saw Tots again.
It got cleaned up and everything.
He retired.
And then he retired. And then it was over.
Maybe his idea of going number 2 in a public restroom at some point in time changed.
I mean, you got to give him respect though for sticking to his guns, right? Like he was not compromising.
I was like, we can pull over. There's a place right there. Nope, he's not doing it. I'm like,
that's crazy.
Compromise. All the way to the end.
It was funny. It was. We never let him live it down. That's for sure. Shout out to my boy Anso. He did just get engaged this weekend. So
no way.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Anthony. Let's go. Love to hear
very
that.
Happy
Love to
for
hear
him. Beautiful girl. They've been together for a while. Never met her, but I'm sure he's happy. He's always got a smile when I've seen pictures.
I mean, knowing Ant, it's like if he's settling down, she's the real deal, right? It's like he never had issues with the women growing up. So beautiful dude inside and out, and yeah, stoked for you, man. Glad to hear that. Faisal, let's skip over to the Halo 5 stuff because that's kind of our main event, the Saturday deal, and let's go to the Friday Halo 3 recap. Take it away.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, you do the honors on the Halo 3 recap. Go ahead.
That's weird, dude. I feel like it's weird.
All right, I'll do the recap.
Yeah.
Let me do the recap.
Ahead. You do the honors, man.
Yeah, we could skip it.
Yeah, I'll just skip it. So, this is last Friday. We had the weekly HCS Halo 3 Pro Series tournament, and we had a new champion crowned, one that we hadn't seen in the finals for a while. I know you guys did make it once before. Yeah, 7 weeks. So, but I'm talking, of course, about Hunter JJX and his squad, commonly alumni and Straight Stick. We touched on it earlier to start the show, but yeah, these guys came out hot, man. They were playing great, and they knocked us out for a spot in the finals in Game 5. Ended up playing against Ace and the squad that he was playing with, which actually beat Gilkey and Lethal in them, and I was extremely surprised. I was shocked to hear it because they were playing with their core 4 that they and Gilkey was even
Gilkey,
texted
Trippy, APG.
he even texted me. He's like, "Oh yeah, we finally got the crew back. Like all 4 of us are gonna be playing this week." And then, you know, like he called me after they lost. He was like, "God damn it, I can't believe we lost."
Out of the blue.
He was pissed. You know, he was definitely, you know, understandably so. So was I. You know, I was obviously really upset too. But you know, if anyone to lose to, I was happy it was you, because I know you know you're one of the people that keeps Halo 3 alive, streaming it all the time, every day. You know, just definitely keeping the Halo 3 grind going. So I'm happy that if it was to beat anyone, I'm happy that you guys, you know, took that crown for the week, only for the week.
Because what did you say before the show?
We'll be back next week, and I promise I'm coming for that ass.
I was gonna say.
I promise you, I will next week if we match up. Just count your blessings.
I literally, for you guys at home, I joined the Discord call. I'm sitting there for a minute. Basil comes into the call. Literally the first thing he says to me is, "I'm coming for that ass next week, bro. I'm coming."
So yeah, that's the Halo 3 recap. First place, we got 100 JJX's squad. Second was Ace and Constructive, and they were definitely something.
Fatal CH and Doug, bro.
Fatal CH and Doug. So actually, let me give a quick shout out to those guys. Congratulations to them for getting some money. You know, making a few $100 and surprising everyone and beating.
Did you see Ace's pit TS that he had against them?
I saw that like 7-8 kill clip he got. That was pretty nasty. That's Ace in a nutshell. When he's playing like that, he's tough to beat.
That man, he tapped into some energy somewhere, meditation, yoga, something, went to another place. I know he's done it before, but when you see that side of him come out, you're like, dang, that guy is still the man, right? You look at his team and they shouldn't even be in that semifinal, let alone in contention to win. And like they are able to beat arguably the top team right now, you know? So I was telling what's up? Yeah. No, and I was telling Faisal that, you know, we obviously feel good. We've been working every week and falling short, and you've been ripping my heart out of my chest damn near every week. And I've had to live with that week in and week out. But we dodged a bullet this week. You know, Ryan was away, and you guys were playing with Gab, another person that you won a tournament with. But I was able to avoid somehow in an online tournament playing on a Ryan Noob Florida host and an APG Florida host in the same tournament. So it was a good day for us.
Who hosted for? Oh, you guys, you didn't even play them. That's right.
Yeah. So we got to play on Rain's host, which I was surprised you gave it to him, and then we got to play, you know, on whoever it was for the final. So we a little bit of luck. There's always a bit of luck involved when tournament wins, you know, come down. There's an aspect of luck, but at the end of the day, you got to show up and show out. And I'm glad the boys did. They played phenomenal. Alumni, straight sick, common losers are rad. So feels good to finally get a dub and to finally have a different team win, because you guys have just been dominating this thing week in and week out, man. So
again, congratulations to you, Justin. The champions going into next week. And just so you guys are watching at home, if you own a PC and you like Halo, you know, Halo obviously is Halo 3. These tournaments that we play every week is on the PC, and next week is actually going to be the last official one according to the HCS schedule. So a week from last Friday, you know, in a few days, so when Friday comes around, will be the last HCS Halo 3 Pro Series that we know of. Maybe, I mean, I would love to. I hope, you know, Halo 3 stuff continues, especially while we're waiting for Infinite. I think it's important to kind of give some love to the because you got a complete game with Master Chief Collection and it's on the PC, right? So I hopefully, depending on what the Infinite news ends up being, you know, we have some stuff going into January and February and March of next year, where we can, you know, still play some competitive Halo on PC. So that's the Halo 3 recap. And now let's go ahead and jump into the juicy topic. We got to do the recap of the Halo 5 Pro Series. And I'll pass it over to Wes, I guess. Wes, you want to give a quick breakdown of the H5 Pro Series, and we can kind of all just hop in and talk about it?
Yeah, I think H5 Pro Series is great. Inconceivables with another dub. They're looking very good, and I'm pretty sure with the results of last week, they've probably overtaken the percentage battle that we talked about on our last episode about their head-to-head versus Sentinels. Now, Sentinels are obviously changing fourths throughout a majority of this year, depending on what game, what time, whatever the situation might be. So they played with Trippy this weekend, and unfortunately, Sentinels actually fell very short of their tournament, coming out second in their pool behind Cloud9, and then losing to Inconceivables in bracket play is shocking to the scene, obviously. But big shout out to Inconceivable for holding it down, back-to-back wins. Those guys are forces, man. Bound, Boobadooboo, Allocated, and Saiyan. Like, those guys are very tough to beat. You got Cloud9 coming in second, Eco, Renegade, Penguin, Stellar. You know those guys. But those seem to be like the top dogs, and then Kansas City Pioneers rounded out the top 4.
They're back.
With Druck, Manny, Soul Snipe, and Talk. I've been telling
That's
y'all.
always the top 3. That's
They're
always
back,
the top
bro.
4.
Telling y'all.
It's like the top 3. The top 3 always just interchanges, and then that 4th is KCP.
Yeah,
You know?
they're back. I mean, they take a weekend off and without skipping a beat, right back there in that top 4. So
Yeah,
we got to give them that shout out.
I want to see this, man. We didn't see Cloud9 even win one of these things so far. We haven't seen them. They get to the. I know they won one Esports Arena one and wasn't even the actual team. Like or maybe I don't remember if it was or wasn't, but I feel like the main ones that like these Pro Series tournaments and even the finals, the season 1 champs and stuff, like I want to see Cloud9. This is their full official roster, and they've been playing long enough now. And they made it to the finals, so that's impressive. They beat Sentinels in pool play, like Wes was saying, and they made it to the finals, but they fell short to inconceivable. Sayan was on the show last episode. He said he's going to be better than everyone, and I mean, obviously, right now it's pretty well known that he is one of the best Halo 5 players.
He's backing it up, man. He's backing it up.
It's going to be interesting to see, going into Infinite. And I don't want to stray away from I still want to break down the Pro Series some more. But going into Infinite, it's going to be interesting to see like all these players that became very successful in Halo 5. Seeing them continue, or what obstacles they're going to face going into a new game, going into Infinite. Because it's not easy. I mean, everyone thinks you can be on top of one Halo and the new one comes out and you're instantly on top, because you've seen Sentinels and some of these teams do it consistently. But there is definitely, there can be some factors that come into play as far as gameplay or maps or whatever. Maybe it just doesn't suit that one thing you were really good at doing in Halo 5.
We always see fall off, right? We always
Yeah.
see fall off and new talent kind of rise up.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. But Justin, what were your thoughts so far for the H5 Pro Series?
Yeah. Obviously, Tommy, we had him on the show last week saying, I love that dude's passion and his fire. And he's showing up and showing out. Again, another tournament win. That confidence right now is just through the roof with him. And I think he's, like I said, I think he's probably one of the best players, if not the best player in the game right now. So to see him win another one, it's great to see that. It's interesting, right? Because I feel like so when we look at the Inconceivable versus Sentinels kind of rivalry that's been building this year that we talk about a lot, really trying to give Inconceivable their ups. That year series now is 5-5. It's deadlocked even, and like Wes said, the game types might even be a little bit in Inconceivable's favor at this point, right?
5-5 right now.
Yeah, I think it's 5-5. I think it's
5-5 now.
5 after last week.
No, it was 5-4 after last one. Now it's 5-5.
I thought it was 5-4 with 62% before they played last week. They got 3-0'd.
It was 5-3, then it was 5-4, and now it's 5-5.
Okay. Now it's 5-5, and so I feel like a lot of the times we give Sentinels a pass because it's like they're not playing with their necessary fourth, whatever. But at the same time, Inconceivable isn't either. So I do want to have that discussion about Sentinels, the state of that team, and whether or not they're in some sort of trouble. It's funny talking about them being in trouble when they're still a top 3 team, right? But compared to their standards, I know they're not happy, right? I know Snakebite's not sleeping well, knowing that dropped another tournament. So I'll start with you, Faisal. What's your kind of take on Sentinels at the moment? Do you think they're in a tough spot?
I don't personally. I don't think they're in a tough spot. I think if any team has earned the right to not be doubted, especially if it's not some crazy fall off. If they're always right there in the hunting, they're playing with the new 4th and Trippy, so they didn't make them not making the finals of the tournament is surprising, because usually they're always there. Maybe they'll fall short, but getting knocked out by Cloud9 in pool play, then losing to Inconceivable in bracket, essentially the 2 teams that are the competition they lost to. But again, they were playing with Trippy, so obviously he's a nasty player, but first of all, it's not TJ, so it's not Lethal, who's their actual 4th. It wasn't Neptune, who they were playing with for a long time, and obviously he's doing crazy things in Call of Duty. Shout out to Neptune, man. That kid is a beast.
On the come up.
He's doing big things in COD. But I think it is something to keep an eye on, and I am interested just because it is concerning a little bit. Like I said, I'm still going to give them the benefit of the doubt because they've earned that. But you have to admit that seeing them struggle, even watching their streams, hearing their comms, sometimes just something feels off sometimes. But again, I think when something major is on the line, like Halo Infinite, and we got, what I hoped, because we had $1 million tournaments in Halo 5. So, $1 million tournaments on the line for Infinite, like some crazy something huge to play for, that's when you really see, what makes that team special, what makes Sentinels really, really rise and shine. So yeah, to your question, once again, to summarize my point, I think it is a bit concerning, but overall, I think they're great, and they know that, and they've earned the right to kind of, especially when they're not playing with their fourth, to kind of, find their groove as far as finishing off Halo 5.
Yeah. I don't know. I agree with you to an extent. I don't like the excuses, right? Like I'm a get out there and get it done kind of guy. Like I said, no one's really playing with their rosters except for Cloud9, right? And so if anything, Cloud9 should be in these finals. Winning some of these tournaments, with having their full roster, but like I said, with Inconceivable not having their full team either, and still, pretty much consistently being up there or winning. I'm a little concerned. Like I said, like you said, with seeing their streams, I've been in, PJ's stream and stuff here and there, and it does seem a little different. I know having a different fourth, the vibe changes completely. It's like a family, and you change a piece. No one is the same, right? No one's going to bring to the team what TJ brings to the team, and he's his own monster when it comes to being on the sticks. But it's just weird. It's weird. It's like the feeling I had in 2018, seeing them start losing tournaments to Splice. It was like they were so far ahead at the time, and I was expecting Sentinels to, as time went on, improve and kind of separate themselves again in the scene without having the threat of a Splice there. And so to see them put the time into the game and actually kind of fall back is concerning for me from a Halo 5 perspective. Who knows what's going to happen in Infinite in that grind? Like we said, new talent always rises out and players always fall back. They're not going to fall back in Infinite. They're still going to be the top dogs, but I'm wondering how close is that race going to be? What are your thoughts, Wes?
Yeah, I don't even like entertaining it, to be honest. I'm very aware of how much effort that these guys are putting in right now, and it is a minimal effort at that. We talk about, like, we don't like excuses, and I understand that mindset, and I respect that mindset, but they've kind of accepted that they're not going for undefeated Pro Series status. Like, they're not putting in the time to do that. They know that they're not putting in the time to do that. They are still playing Halo. They're still entertaining it. There's probably a lot that has to do with representing an org and being that figure in the scene for that organization, and that, having an image and having a duty to do that. But in reality, like, there's just so little effort from them right now that they're seeing the results that I would expect. You're going to lose to people that are playing every day. You're going to lose to people that are just outworking you. They don't get outworked when they want it. You saw that when Halo 5 came out, and for a majority of the time, they're the most practiced team going into tournaments. Royal 2 is on League of Legends every night with me. Like, I'm very aware of where Royal 2 is putting his time in, right? That these guys aren't practicing, and like, I'm not here to continue to bring up excuses, but I don't ever think that it feels like we always downplay the fact that they're playing with Neptune or they're playing with Trippy. Like, Lethal's the most winning player in the history of Halo. Like, what? The most winning player in the history of Halo.
Not quite there yet.
In the most competitive atmosphere, Lethal is the most winning player.
Here we go again.
His prize money it literally quadruples your favorite pros. Like I said, there's not much of a conversation here. I'd be shocked to see if they put in a lot of effort and they were losing in the manner that they are. But I think that they, as players, are kind of using this off period for this year and a half or whatever. Like, it's not really optional how big the scene is right now for them. So they're going to use it as a break and really just relax, enjoy playing other games. And then when it's grind time, it's grind time. And I think we know what we'll see when that happens. That being said, I do think that there's a lot of players in the scene that have improved to the caliber of players that are on Sentinels. I think you look around at the Saiyans, at the Boobadoobos, at the Drucks, at the Bounds. These guys are going to be very, very good at Infinite. I don't think we'll ever see a team dominate Infinite like we saw Sentinels dominate Halo 5 when they were CLG and Optic. But That being said, it shouldn't be like that. Like, we should not be seeing a team that's unbeatable. Like, this is a competition. Everyone, if there is a team that's unbeatable, that is a straight shot at everyone else competing that you are not good enough. Some people are going to take that personal and put in the time in order to beat them. Like, and that's what players have done. It would take it would shock me to see someone dominate the Halo scene again like they did back then. I still expect them to be the #1 seed in Infinite and to win a majority of the tournaments, but I'll never expect them to win every tournament again or be on some crazy run like they were in 16 and 17.
Yeah, I think people know now kind of what's at stake and what kind of work ethic you need to have in order to reach that level. So people are going to be putting in the time, putting in the effort. I agree. I think they were in the stratosphere early Halo 5. I literally was bored watching those tournaments. It's not even close, right? But to kind of push back a little bit on you with what you're talking about with like the level of effort, being put in right now and stuff, my question would be just why even bother then? Like, if your heart's not in it, why bother? Why just go through the motions just playing? Like, the money doesn't matter. They're signed, they're doing their own thing. Like, they don't need $100 a week or whatever it is. So why bother?
It's that duty to your organization, and not even like it's like org pressuring them to do it. It's like our org is paying us to compete in Halo.
So is this how you want to represent that org, getting third? And one of the biggest orgs getting third in these tournaments that don't matter.
They're focused on a much bigger goal, and I think that a break can help. I think that off time is needed because when they grind 7 days a week. Like, they might take 1 day off a week when they're scrimming and there's like an actual HCS like schedule of a year ahead of them. Like, they're not a team that we will ever question, are they putting in enough work or not? Like, they have always been the most consistent, hardworking players. Even when I teamed with them on Warriors, Roll 2 and Snakebite, we scrimmed every night. So I think that like they've been doing this for so long that I feel like we can give them that this break. Like, they can have the benefit of the doubt from me that they're going to be just fine and that we're not sweating over anything. But that being said, like, there's still going to be competition.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good point in regards to what Justin was saying, how, because essentially these are like the first few. I know Sentinels picked up this roster relatively recently, considering that they've been, with CLG, then Optic, and Talk. So they've so in terms of their timeline, it's relatively recent. And yeah, people are used to seeing that roster just first. But now that Sentinels is backing them and they're representing that org, it's like you don't see that consistent level of dom. So in that sense, it's kind of unfortunate that this downtime was during the period where they were kind of still newly on Sentinels, because like you said, Wes, they don't have the mindset to give it their all right now. And because of that, their performance is lacking. And now they're representing Sentinels or whatever org it ended up being. In this case, obviously, it being a great org such as Sentinels, and they're representing them in a way that's not, they're playing, but they're not giving their full effort. But it's like, that's what you're paid to do is play this game and compete and win whatever you're playing. It's like, that's literally what they're getting paid to do.
They're
and
on
just
salary for that.
Yeah.
I think of it like an NBA season. Like, LeBron doesn't go all out every game, right? But when it's playoff time and it's time to play for something,
I agree with that.
He steps up, right?
Yeah, I think it is important. It's like whatever. It's what's important to them. Obviously, right. They're smart people. They're smart players. They know. I'm sure they're kind of treating it as like a reset, like what you're saying, was something to just. They know they have a big grind ahead of them with it when Infinite comes out. So in that sense, I do see what you're saying. It's just weird, seeing them kind of, when they do make the finals, they got swept this week, this weekend, they didn't even make the finals. So it's strange in that sense.
Yeah, it's not the norm for them. That's why I think it's even worth talking about, right? Like, if this was any other team, it wouldn't be a story. But because of their pedigree, because of the bar that they've kind of set for everyone around them, it is interesting to see them not, play up to par and not make that bar. Faisal, I think you bring up the best point. Like, if you want to talk about they're still playing because of an org, like, you're getting paid to play Halo right now. They're not paying you to play Call of Duty. They're not paying you to play League of Legends late at night with Wes every night. I know it's a lot of fun, but get off the game, get on the sticks, be tournament ready.
I think the organization of Sentinels understands the bigger picture as well. I think
Okay.
everybody's probably under the understanding of like, we know what we want. We want infinite championships. Well, like, I don't think Sentinels, the org, is like upset about an HCS online Pro Series tournament, and that's not to like downplay them, but like they are what they are, right? Like when the lights are the brightest and the stage is the biggest, we'll see how they play, and we've seen how they played.
That's fair. And honestly, my entire, to circle back around to how I started this answer, or my take on this is, they've earned the right to for us to not, doubt them in that
not
sense.
go down their throats.
There is a fine line. It's like, when do you start, doubting them? But to Wes's point, it's like, wait, if they're struggling when it's like the big money's on the line and these big tournaments are on, then we could be like, all right, what's going on? It's, will they bounce back? But the fact that they're still in the running, every week or every time we see these teams play, the Inconceivables, the Cloud9s, the Sentinels, we're always like, it could be this team, it could be this team. Like the fact that they're still in that mix with players and teams that are playing a lot more than them, it's almost like that says something for itself, So,
well, what about you guys at home? We want to know, do you guys think Sentinels is in trouble? Let us know in the comments. We'll obviously be there replying to you guys as well, and want to get the discussion going. Do you think that they're fine? Do you think they should be putting more effort in? Where do you guys kind of stand on that? So let us know in the comments about that.
Definitely let us know.
Do we have an update on
I'm trying
who
to
won
look,
this 2v2 tournament?
I think Trippy and Catastrophe won, but let me double check. But I don't want to say because I don't know for sure.
I think it's going on still right now.
Just
turned on Lethal's stream and
they're still going at it.
It's 16-9. Trippy and Catastrophe are up on AmpTS.
What game?
Last time I saw them on Pit and they were up like 16-9. So they've been up a lot of the games.
Catastrophe and
yeah, like I tuned into the stream before the episode started and they were playing like a Pit Slayer and they were down. Lethal's team was down like 16-8 on that too.
What I can do,
but I really do not know. I haven't. After we lost my match, I got salty.
It looks like it's game 5.
What?
After you lost your match, I just typed in series in Preston's chat and it says 2-2.
Wow, no
way. This could be game 5. So we should close this episode up and watch this.
No, they're down. I mean, it's 15-9 right now. Amp Slayer.
16-9, dog.
Oh, what the hell? You got fiber or what?
16-10. I'm 16-10 right now, dog.
17.
Dude, at my new place, I'm going to have crazy fiber internet. I'm going to 1,000 upload, 1,000 download.
All for the tournament.
That's not what I'm trying to hear right now.
Yeah, I just realized this is the last time I'm going to have this background in any episode.
Yeah, with the Windows logo that you hit every single week.
Yeah.
It's like right back there behind your head somewhere that we can't see.
But yeah, I think so. We touched on the Halo 5. We completely broke down the Halo 5 Pro Series. We talked about Sentinels. Whether or not there's some cause for concern with their performances lately. And we would love to give you the champions for the 2v2. But as you guys obviously know now,
they're in the air.
Yeah, I think Catastrophe and Trippy are going to win. They're up 16-10 right now.
Give me Lethal. He says he just out BR Trippy. Give me Lethal.
Oh my God.
So, Justin? Are we missing anything?
Esports Arena.
Oh yeah, the Esports Arena.
Why do we talk about the freaking? What is that? That's like a fiesta tournament. It's like people from every team playing on all these like makeshift jumbled together squadrons.
It's competitive Halo, and that's what we do it on my. We got the breakdown.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick breakdown for the esports.
We're not saying about the Halo 3 tournaments that are just fucking. Fiestas. KCP came away with the dub. It was Drux, Soul Snipe, Talic, and the addition of Boom X.
Good for them. Oh, Georgie's in there. Boom X.
I believe they went up against
Sen V9?
Liga del Mal.
Oh, okay. So no Sen V9 this week.
I don't believe there was a Sen V9 involved because a lot of those players probably are playing in this 2v2, or some of them, where I know Trippy typically plays on that Sen V9 team.
Oh, true. That's where all the players are. They chose to play the better game. Wait, what? All right. Let's wrap this up.
I think that wraps things up.
So actually, before I wrap the episode up, I don't know who's gonna win this game 5 of the 2v2. We got, oh my God, Trippy just got a crazy LBR on Gilkey. Actually, it's 18-14 right now.
Wait.
It's 2016 for me.
2016 to me.
It's 2016 for me.
Dude,
you're so far behind, dog.
All right.
I kind of want to wait, dude. We're already this close. Let's just wait. It's 20-14.
All right,
Wait,
give
what are they
me your
playing?
best.
Are they
Give me your
playing
best.
the
25. Give me your best radio caster, Faisal. They can't see, so cast it over the radio. Go.
Dude, I can't even see. Mine isn't
He's
up
behind.
Yeah, I'm behind. Well, I'm just gonna cast. That was
Oh, it's
it.
22-17. It's a wrap.
You
Oh,
guys
you're
gotta
way
cast.
ahead of
I'm
me.
way-
Go ahead
yeah,
and
you're
cast,
way
Wes. You're
ahead.
the farthest ahead, dude. Go ahead, bro.
Wait, Teacher Steam froze. Oh my god. All right.
Shut up, dude. Go.
It's literally frozen. I'm literally stuck in the
Oh
loading screen.
my god.
It's my screen is 20-16 right now.
21-17 for me. So I'm on
Okay.
board with Preston right now. He's fighting against Gilkey, who's stuck under the base. Blue Trippy cleans him up. It's now 22-17. Lethal is top blue car pocket. He's getting collapsed on by both Trippy and Preston right now, but he's living at car. Gilkey just spawned up car with him. So it's like a fight from P side of the map to car side of the map right now. It's 22-22. Both teams are literally just shooting at each other across, and nobody's
It's
really wanting to push.
22-22?
It's 22-17.
Oh my god.
22-17, so
22-22.
Oh, my bad. They're literally fighting each other across from P to car. No one wants to really push. They're kind of just poking each other. Trippy's making a flank towards car, and Preston at the same time flanks to blue. He takes down Lethal for 23-17. It's 23-18 though. Gilkey trades him out, so it's Preston versus Gilkey in a 1v1. They choose to back up and get the spawns. 23-18 right now. Preston spots Lethal, not playing P2. Dies for the 24th kill, and they ended the game. 24-18.
No. Okay, we are.
Oh, TJ's stream turned off.
We're gonna wrap things up at all my X.
Trippy's been hit offline on his X.
Dude, honestly, I know. Yeah, that's the most frustrating thing, dealing with that stuff during tournaments. So we don't want to. Yeah, we're not gonna prolong this. But obviously, as you guys know, this 2v2 finals is getting hype. It was a close game 5, but looks like they might have to do some sort of replay. But for us over here on my X, we're going to do a quick round table before we log off, episode 18. Again, you guys can find me streaming. I know my schedule has been all over the place. I've been moving, just work stuff. It's end of the year, and I'm trying to get my stuff back situated. But hopefully looking to get back on a really consistent streaming schedule, especially when I move into my new place and I have that crazy good internet. Looking forward to playing on that. But yeah, find me at Twitch at twitch.tv/goofy. Twitter is at ggoofy. And I'm going to pass it on over to Clutch, aka Wes Price. Let them know where they can find you. Let's wrap things up.
It's Wes Price with 2 E's on the gram. It's Wes_Clutch on Twitter. And hope you guys enjoyed a quick episode this time. I know we got a guest already lined up for next week.
Episode, 42 minutes.
Should be exciting. Y'all have a good time.
Yeah. Oh, it's my
Justin,
turn, huh?
yeah, Justin, 100JJX, the champ, the Halo 3 reigning champ. Go ahead and log off for let them know where to find you.
Hey, thank you guys so much for continuing to subscribe to the channel, support. We've seen a lot of just cool activity on the Twitter, on the YouTube, and we see it all. We try to be involved and comment as much as we can. So thank you guys so much for that love and support. I'm obviously HunterJJX. You can find me Hunter_JJX on Twitter and Twitch. Faisal, thank you for the rebroadcast. Hearing you frustrated playing against me was life-giving and music to my ears. And I'll see you next week, bro.
Yeah, you will see me next week. Just remember this. but that's going to do it for everyone over here. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Please be sure to follow the channel, man. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs. It's a road to 1,000 subs for On My X on YouTube. We're just trying to keep this thing growing and make sure we don't stall anywhere along the way. And, your guys' support really helps us. So, like the video, comment, subscribe, share the content if you have some friends that like Halo. And we'll see you guys back here next week. Peace.